You are about to see something I didn't expect at all. A heavily pregnant fox picking a fight with her brother. This is Lily, and that big belly means her kids were only about a week away from being born. And the fox she is arguing with, that's her brother Leo. What started as a peaceful dinner on the Raccoon Highway suddenly turned into a very loud fox argument. If you have been following this channel, you know this path. I call it the Raccoon Highway, a little wildlife corridor running through the woods where raccoons, deer, foxes, and other animals pass through almost every night. This is also where I often see Lily, a fox who grew up right here on the property. Her mother, Fluffytail, used to bring her babies to explore around the Trinity tree nearby. After Fluffytail disappeared, Lily stayed in the area and became one of the regular foxes I see on camera. And recently, Lily had some big news. She was pregnant. Very pregnant. On this particular night, Lily wasn't alone. Another fox showed up, her brother Leo. And what's interesting is how Leo behaved around her. Instead of crowding her or competing for food, he mostly stayed slightly behind her or off to the side, almost like he was keeping watch. He was calm, careful, and patient while Lily ate. This kind of tolerance between foxes isn't unusual when animals know each other well or are related. But even in peaceful moments, foxes are still foxes. Something clearly annoyed Lily. Maybe Leo got a little too close. Maybe he reached for food she wanted. Or maybe she was simply a pregnant fox with hormones. Suddenly, the calm dinner turned into a very dramatic fox disagreement. The two of them jumped up, crossed paws in the air, and started barking and snapping at each other. It looked intense, but it actually lasted only a few seconds. Fox confrontations like this often look dramatic, but they're usually more about communication than actual fighting. Most of the time, foxes are saying things like, "Back up, that's my food, respect my space." And pregnant females can be especially protective and short-tempered as they get closer to giving birth. But what happened next is just as interesting. After that brief burst of chaos, Lily didn't stay in the open. She quietly moved away and slipped behind a fallen tree, almost like she wanted distance, but not too much distance. And Leo? He came right back, slowly, cautiously, and continued eating like nothing had happened. What you're seeing here is very typical in the wild. Conflict happens, but it doesn't always mean separation. It is more like a reset. Lily made her point. Leo understood it. And now, things settle into a quiet balance. If you look closely, you can still see Lily. Just those glowing eyes in the dark, watching everything. She didn't leave. She is still there. Even though Lily pushed Leo away, she didn't abandon the area. At this stage of pregnancy, every calorie matters. But so does safety. By stepping back instead of leaving, she keeps awareness of the area, control over when she returns, and distance from stress. It's a balance between hunger and caution. Leo, on the other hand, stays calm. No aggression. No chasing. He simply eats and respects the space. Earlier, he stayed on the edges. Now, even more so. Almost like there is an understanding between them. For a few minutes, it becomes a silent standoff. Leo in the open, Lily in the shadows, both aware of each other. No more fighting, just watching. Eventually, Leo finishes eating and leaves. No drama. And then Lily returns. She steps back into the feeding area, calm and focused, and continues eating like nothing ever happened. Moments like this show how practical wild animals are. No grudges, no lingering conflict. Just set boundaries, reduce risk, eat, and move on. For Lily, everything now revolves around one thing: her future kids. At this stage, Lily's body was preparing for a major event, raising a litter of kids. Her instincts would already be shifting towards protecting resources and keeping control of space. So, Leo may have simply crossed a boundary, and Lily made sure he understood the message. If you look closely at Lily here, you can clearly see her round belly. Red fox pregnancies last about 52 days. During the last week before birth, the female is usually eating as much as possible, staying close to the den area, becoming more protective of food, and less tolerant of other animals, even family members. So Lily's little outburst might just be a sign she was entering the final stage of pregnancy, and about a week later, she gave birth. What I find funny about this moment is how quickly everything went back to normal. The fight broke out, there was some barking, jumping, and crossed paws, and then, just as quickly, it was over. Lily went right back to eating like nothing had happened. Fox drama can be loud and theatrical, but it's often very short. What makes this moment special is that it's part of a much bigger story happening on this property. Last year, Lily's mother Fluffy Tail raised her babies here, and now Lily has become a mother herself. And somewhere nearby, hidden very well, there are likely tiny fox kids growing in a den. Young foxes usually begin exploring outside the den when they are around 4 to 5 weeks old. And if Lily follows her mother's example, maybe one day she'll bring them to explore around the Trinity tree. Those are the moments wildlife watchers dream about capturing. For now, Lily's babies are still hidden somewhere in the woods. But if she decides to introduce them to the yard, you can be sure my cameras will be ready. Because when fox kids finally appear, it's one of the most magical things you can witness in nature. And if we're lucky, we might see the next generation of this fox family very soon. Do you think Lily was protecting her food? Or do you think this was just pregnant fox hormones at work? Let me know what you think in the comments. About a week later, Lily disappeared.